Hello, I'm Lisa from Realisat and I'm sitting here with
Oscar from Hammerfall.
And maybe, how did you do, nein, scheiße, sorry. How did you like your show yesterday?
Well, it was a lot of things to like. We haven't played at all for 2 years, and last time we played was not quite last time, but one of the very last times was back in 2 years ago. So it felt like coming home, I guess.
Hammerfall is playing since 1993, and you had your 15th jubilee and playing Glory to the Brave. Was it a right decision?
Yeah, this is actually because this is the 25th anniversary of Wacken, and we played here so many times, and Wacken has a very special place in our hearts. It means a lot to us. So we wanted to do something special for Wacken, something that we don't do anywhere else, and that was the Glory to the Brave show. Because the first time we played outside of Sweden ever, it was in 1997. Glory to the Brave had just been out for a month, and we were just overwhelmed with the response from everybody. It was just crazy. So we thought, let's try to do the same set list like we did in 97 and add some new songs afterwards, and that's basically what we did now.
You're still rocking very much, and I think Joachim Kentz is still like a live singing god. What do you think?
Yeah, that's funny with him. A lot of singers, you know, they have their prime when they're younger, and then as they get older, they lose a bit of parts of their voice. But for him, it's the other way around. I really, it's very impressive the way he handles his voice, because he's getting better and better every year.
Your first show in Wacken was 1997. What did changed in this festival?
Well, a lot of things. The size, of course. I mean, it was about 10 or 15,000 people, I think they had in 97. But for us, we played the warm-up shows we did for that for the Wacken show in 97 were done in a small club in Sweden in front of maybe 100, 120 people. So for us, it felt like 85,000 back then. But a lot of things have changed. I mean, it has grown tremendously, the festival. And I think they have a very good handle on how to have a successful operation going. You know, it's not easy to have a festival like this that operates so smoothly like that it does, because it's a huge place. You know, so that's probably the main change. The people are always the same. You know, metal fans hang out. They come to the shows to hang out and have fun and enjoy themselves, instead of starting fights or getting into trouble or whatever. It's all about the music, which is why I like Wacken so much.
You were pioneers in the 90s. Today you are classical. Did you ever think about changing your style, or is it a thing from the heart?
No, I mean, if we were that kind of people who changed our music style according to what other people were doing, we most certainly would not be playing heavy metal now, because when we started it, like you said, in 93, heavy metal was a very... it was kind of a bad word, you know. You were very much uncool if you were doing the melodic stuff. In Sweden, for sure. I don't know how it was in Germany, but I think you guys were a little bit better here. But it sucked, you know. So we had no aspirations of anything when we started with Hammerfall. It was just, we want to play the music that we love to play because we love to play it, and very few other people are playing it right now. So that was the whole basis. So we kept that going through well, it's over 20 years now.
I think you influenced many people, and did ever younger guitar players influence your playing?
Influenced by me, or if I'm influenced by somebody?
Both. If you are looking for new ideas from younger players and influence them?
Nah, not really. I actually not that much of a... I mean, guitar player obviously because I play guitar, but I don't do that many solos. I do some, but I'm not a... what do you call it, shredder that goes up and down on the scale. Like, I can't do it. I'm not good enough, basically. So for me, it's much more about the songwriting, and that's why Wolf Hoffman from Accept has always been my he's the ultimate guitar player in my mind, because the way he writes the songs, the riffs and everything, and also the way he incorporates riffs and licks into the solos, I think that's very, very cool. It's unique. I don't really get influenced by any new people anymore, and that was a long time ago. But sometimes people come up to me and say that they started playing guitar because they learned how to like heavy metal music from Hammerfall, because that was their first band, and that makes me so proud.
Yeah, that's very great. Your next album, Revolution, will be released in August. What can the fans expect?
Well, I think they can expect, because we try to find, we've tried this ever since we released the first couple of albums, but to find the energy and the hunger in the music, like in the playing and the performance in the studio. And for some reason we never really got it. But I think you can expect the hunger to be back. You know, we've been gone for 2 years and didn't do anything. We had a break, did other stuff, and that has helped a lot to regain the focus. And actually, I'd say we never had a bad time before, but it was still it was hard. You know, it wasn't as fun as it used to be. We took a break, and now it's even more fun again. That was the whole point. So I think people can expect a mix of the early days of Hammerfall and the middle parts of Hammerfall, and also some new parts. So it's a bit mix of everything. But I think it's a very good album. I'm very, very happy with it.
Is there a reason because you get Fredrik Nordström and Michael Marshallbeck?
Yes, absolutely. Part of the reason that this album sounds the way it does, or a lot of the reason, is because Fredrik Nordström is producing it. He even used some of the stuff that he used for albums that I recorded with him 20 years ago, before Hammerfall. So he has this way of doing things, but it sounds terrific. It sounds just the way we want it. And that was the idea a little bit, to get to show people that we haven't forgotten our roots, even if some people seem to think that we did with Infected. I disagree with that, but some people seem to think that we did. And with Fredrik, it was just time to work with him again. I know he really wanted to record the Renegade album with us, and then we went to Michael Wagner in Nashville to do it. So this is his chance to show us that we were wrong in leaving him back then, I think. So a little bit. Then we have Andreas Marshall, like you said, also for the cover. He also, like, it's also a little, you know, look back in the past. And the reason we stopped working with Andreas Marshall and Fredrik Nordström, or went to some other place, that was never because we didn't like what they were doing. It was always based on us wanting to do something that not everybody expected. You know, if you do the same thing over and over again, it gets mundane and monotonous, and people will not be surprised. And we wanted to surprise people and do something that showed people that we're still moving forward. You know.
When I saw your new cover, and still because of your name, I imagined a movie. And did you know Thor?
Did you know Thor? Yeah. Yeah, I of course everybody knows Thor, but I know actually Thor from the Incredible Hulk. When I was a kid, I read the comics, and that's where Thor comes from. But Thor is of course a Viking god, and we never our imagery was never Viking. It was more knights and that sort of thing.
What means metal to you?
Everything, basically. I started listening to it when I was about 10 or 12, really started getting into it and understanding what I was listening to, and that has shaped my entire life since then. The way metal gives you freedom to express yourself and be yourself and not have to worry about what anybody else thinks. That to me is the essence of metal for me, to be able to follow your heart and not care what anybody else says.
Do you have any bands you like to listen?
That I like to listen to on this festival? Or yeah, well, I'm gonna see King Diamond tonight. I waited. I mean, I went to see him 2 years ago in Sweden, but they played in an amusement park last Friday, and I knew I was going to be here today to see it. Otherwise, I would have gone last Friday, because I'm not missing that. King Diamond is one of my favorite artists ever. It has been for a long time.
Did you ever meet some other bands in the backstage?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all share the same place, Yeah. And it never. I'm always humbled when this happens. It happens sometimes because Wolf Hoffman, like I said, is my idol since I was a kid. I listened to Accept, one of the first bands I ever discovered, and I've gotten to know him over the years a little bit, but I still find myself like, I feel like I'm a kid again when he comes up and like, hi Oscar, how are you doing? You know, just want to talk a little bit, and it's still weird because he's still Wolf, you know, and he's such a nice guy. So Wolf Hoffmann is, I have to put him forward. He's the best.
Yeah, you said something about your beginnings, and when you founded the band Hammerfall, did you ever thought you would be here?
Absolutely not. I didn't even know what Wacken was in '93. I mean, Wacken was formed in 1990, I think, right? So, but I had no idea. Look, what I was trying to explain before, this metal was so unpopular when we started doing it that we had no aspirations. We didn't dream of anything because there was no dream. You know, it was absolutely impossible that we would be able to make anything out of this. And then all of a sudden, we discovered a little country called Germany that shared our visions. So that's what it started. When it started for us, German label put the album out in Germany. It went really well, and then the Swedish people started to realize, oh wait a minute, the Germans like it, then maybe we will like it as well. So we are forever in debt to Germany.
That's great. But I think today Scandinavian countries are very strong in metal.
Yeah, very.
Why could it be?
Yeah, this is a question I've gotten a lot of times, and I talked to other musicians about it as well. I think there are several potential reasons for this. One of them is, for my generation, I grew up in the 80s. We were very much encouraged by the school and by the community, by the government, the city government, to play music. You know, just started with a flute maybe, or violin or something, and then you moved on to whatever you wanted to. You could play guitar as well. And then, so from an early age, we got this ingrained that it's okay to play music. You know, do it because it helps you grow as a person. And when it comes to like playing rock music or rehearsing with bands in rehearsal rooms and stuff, that was always also a different scenario. We were encouraged. It was easy to get funding from the cities to I mean, you didn't have to pay for the rehearsal room yourself. At least not all of the money you had. So it was. They helped make it less expensive so that more people could do it. And I think this is very important. Another theory that some people have put forward is because Sweden is in the winter months is so dark that people just stay inside and play instead of being outside like in Spain or wherever it's more bright outside. But I don't think that has anything to do with it. But.
What are your plans for the future with Hammerfall, especially in Germany?
Yeah, this festival was booked a year ago, I think, a long time ago. We didn't really know when the album was going to come out then, but we decided we want to be a part of the Wacken 25th anniversary. So the album comes out in a couple of weeks, on August 29th, and then after that we also decided early on that we will do the tour in January and February. But I think we have, like I said, Germany. We do a lot of shows in Germany on the tours. This will be one of the tours that we do with the most shows in Germany. I saw the schedule. It is a whole lot of them. So this will be from January 15, I think, till February 15 or something like that. We will do a proper European tour, and a huge part of it is in Germany. So I'm looking forward to that very much.
That's great. Do you have last words for our audience?
Yeah, like when is this going to be out? When are you going to put it on the internet?
Yeah.
Soon, or
in 2 weeks.
Okay, so that's perfect. So our new album Revolution comes out in very short time, only a matter of days now. You had the single Bushido, you had the single Hector's Hymn is also out by now, I think, or soon. And I hope you like the album because we are extremely proud of it. So check it out and see you on tour.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.